Hello and welcome everybody. This is Saigan. This is episode 1 of the Dragon Quest II Let's Play. I know initially I said I was going to do these live, but between the problems with live stream and getting free software for Justin TV, I don't think I'm going to actually invest in doing it live every episode yet. I may start doing some live ones again down the road, but not right now. All right. Now we are going to start a new adventure. We're going to be using the Super Famicom version of Dragon Quest II by popular request. This is one of the translated copies. I did not pay attention to who did the translation on this. I will give them credit either in the info bar at the bottom of the page or in another video when I remember who it is. But some of the names are going to be not what we're used to, because the Game Boy Color version that I used for the Dragon Quest I Let's Play went with the more standard Japanese names instead of the American names that we had on the NES. This translation is using the American NES series for a lot of their names. So I'll try and point out what's been changed and what hasn't. Turn up the volume a bit. So it's been 100 years since the last game. Maidenhall is also known as Laurasia from the Japanese games, and also the Game Boy Color version of this. Maidenhall was instead called Laurasia. The name of the princess, Maria this time, is actually randomized between, I think, like 8 to 10 different choices every time you start the game. So in the series, as far as other games are concerned, since she does have cameos elsewhere in the series, she's commonly referred to as just the Princess of Moonbrook, or Princess Princessa, as she was known in like Dragon Quest IX. She has a cameo there as Princess Princessa. And more recently, Fortune Street came out on the Wii. She's actually a playable character, and again goes by Princess Princessa. Oh, it's actually waiting on me. Okay. Erdrick, as I pointed out before, was the name of the hero of legend in the NES release. He was also known as Loto in the Japanese releases and on the Game Boy Color remakes. So just keep in mind, Loto is Erdrick, Erdrick is Loto. We're yet another descendant, just another 100 years down the line from the last one. Aha. Okay. This is the system that I was kind of talking about in the episode 1 of Dragon Quest 1. This little menu here was their way of trying to simplify um, a lot of the more complicated menus that were standard for PC RPGs at the times. So it used to be that every time that you wanted to talk to somebody in the previous games, or really do anything, including like use stairs or a door, you'd have to open up this menu and actually navigate to it. Fortunately, since this is the Super Nintendo remake, you have the option of just pressing X instead, and that goes with whatever the most obvious interaction with an object would be. So we need to go to Cannock and Moonbrook to find other descendants of Erdrick, team up with them so we can take on Hargon. Thank you for the reminder, Sir Knight. Starts you off with leather armor, which is nice. And they give you a copper sword right off the bat. There are helmets in this game, which is new compared to the last one. Okay, so Leftwyn is probably going to be our first destination, since we need to head to Cannock anyways, and apparently Leftwyn is on the way. Keep talking to people. Ah, young love. More locked doors. Although we don't need to constantly purchase keys in this game. This game was the first to introduce multiple keys that are all reusable. Let's go see what this old man has to say. Ah, move. Move. You'd think as Prince of Maidenhall I would have more access to the castle, but apparently that's not the case. Don't need to stay at the inn yet, but let's see what the item shop has. Some herbs. Antidotes are available now. That means we can now be poisoned. Hooray. Leather shield looks like that's probably going to be our first purchase of the game. I want to check real quick, see if I can actually use this. That swirling thing right there in the pool, that's a traveler's gate. They're introduced in this game so you can get around really fast. Basically, there's teleporters all over the world. Which does us absolutely no good right now. But those are definitely helpful. The original Dragon Quest was on a map that was 128 by 128 spaces. This one's 256 by 256, so it's 4 times the size of the original Dragon Quest. It's a much larger game. There are traveler's gates to help you get around. There are, I think, 3 or 4 different places where you can save your game. Warp Wings and the return spell will take you to the last place that you saved your game, and I believe there's even a ship that we will be getting. For now, though, let's head out. Let's save up a bit of scratch because we want the shield for our little trip. Back to fighting slimes. In the original game, there were no backgrounds on this one because there will be multiple monsters in a party, and to save on memory space for the older consoles, the MSX, the Famicom, and the NES, they had to just get rid of any background palettes. So all combat in this game had a black background so that they could have multiple enemies on the screen at the same time. This still had a password save in Japan when it came out. Again, here in the US, though, we did get a battery save. Note that I cannot pick which slime I want to attack. Instead, I pick a grouping of monsters to attack, and then the character will attack a random enemy within that group. And that stays the norm in the Dragon Quest series until very, very recently. I think Dragon Quest 8 might have been the first one that did away with it. This is the first Dragon Warrior to have a party. Now, we might get to the Prince of Canuck today. Not sure how long I'm going to have this video run. If anybody knows of any good streaming solutions, go ahead and tell me. Justin TV was looking a lot better, but the software they wanted me to download, Dino, was a paid software after the first 10 broadcasts, so wasn't really too keen on that. Not too much longer. Suppose we can start poking around. Nothing down there. I know Left Wind is off to the west. I don't want to overcommit to traveling there, though. Again, on these times when I'm grinding, if it's a short grind, I'll go ahead and leave it in. I'll only grind off camera time if it's, going to be more than like 15, 20 minutes of straight grinding and I have nothing to talk about. I'll just be sitting there mindlessly mashing the X button. Then I'll go ahead and do that off camera, but the game is still fresh. It's not going to be much longer until we have our leather shield, so I figure I'll go ahead and leave it in. Check out the fantastic 16-bit backgrounds. Nice change of pace from the Game Boy Color game that you watched me play through recently. Nope. Ooh, something else with this game that they added was monsters will now occasionally drop treasure. I say it like it's all exciting, but when it started, it was. It was like, oh, cool. What am I doing? Yay, gold. All right. See how much the inn is going to be, because we're going to want to rest up before we head out. 4 gold. Let's go kill a slime or two. Come back, save, hit the inn, and then we'll be on our way to Leftwing. And beyond that, to Cannock Castle. You are only going to give me 2 gold. What the f... Hello? Oh! My screensaver. Ha! Huh, that was handy. It scared the hell out of me. Looks like we're still recording, so I'm going to keep going. I'll need to find some way to disable that in the future. I mean, it's not hard, it's just... I typically like having my screensaver set to about half an hour to an hour. It's only been like half an hour. It shouldn't even be going off. Initially, I thought it crashed because the screen just went black on me and the monitor turned off. No, what's going on? I'm going to have to start all of this over. Alright. Get some health back. Talk to our father the king real quick and save. Oh, and we are close to level 3 as well. Move. Like they said, Leftwing is off to the west. But we are now level 2. We're rocking a shield. Should be no problem at all. Probably around this marsh? I think it is. I'm actually guilty of only playing this one once, and it was a while ago, so I don't remember it near as well as I remember the first game. Oh, come on. 1 step? Really? There we go. Stop by town, see what's up. Another bank where we can store golden items. See what the item shop has. Wyvern Wing will be useful later. I don't really see much cause to grab one right now. We haven't hit the hardcore adventuring yet, you know? She doesn't believe me. Alright, so we know where Cannock Castle is now, far to the north of Leftwyn. Oh, I wanted to talk to him, but okay. I'll talk to you. I know something bad has happened to Moonbrook Castle. Lottery ticket. I know that you get these from shopkeepers. Alright, what are we looking at? Copper sword, magic knife. Looks like the magic knife is probably going to be our next purchase. The chain sickle is cool. The sickle weapons will actually attack entire monster groups, along with like whips and things of that nature. Boomerangs later in the series. So those are useful, especially when you're going around leveling. Not so much against bosses, but when you're exploring, they're great. Yep, standard fantasy fare. If you're poisoned, every step you take, you're damaged. There's a naked man back here who's peeing. I'm going to go this way now. Okay, so more useful information for us. To the west of this town is going to be another Traveler's Gate, and that is how we're going to get to Moonbrook. Move. Children. Is there anything back here? No. Move. Move. Move now. Now we have the addition of churches, which these are going to play the standard role. You can get yourself cured of poison, you can get rid of any curses that you may have, and you can revive party members who've been slain in battle. And starting with, I want to say, it's either the third or the fourth game, you'll also be able to start saving there. Go ahead and stop at the inn. Grab some herbs. And we'll make our way to Cannock. Two ought to be fine. Now, like he said, Cannock is far to the north. See at least how far we can get before getting into trouble. This appears to be our destination. Fairy water is the only new item. Same role as it played before. It keeps weaker monsters from pestering you while you're walking around. Not much new here aside from the chainmail. Oh, excuse me. We're still a ways off from buying that. Small hint that the Prince of Canik is a mage. More locked doors. We are probably going to get sent there. Yeah, we still got time. Let's keep going. Not yet. What? You know, whatever. Snooty rich girl. Hey, you. Hint of a key? No, come up here. Come up here. Come up here, I want to talk. Come up here, I want to talk. Go ahead and pop into the inn for a quick stay. Still cheaper than using an herb. And let's go check out the Hero's Spring. Again, to the north. Did he say to the north? Oh, he said to the north of Maidenhall. Well, if Weidenhall's to the southeast of us, then we can assume that the Hero's Spring should be east-ish. Hopefully, I don't get us into too much trouble here. Working on the vague assumption that A plus B will undoubtedly equal C. No. Item. I don't remember what lottery tickets are for. Okay. I'm betting this is it. No need for torch. Now, if Square Enix is kind to us, which I can never tell if they're planning on being kind, we could possibly see a future release of the Dragon Quest Anniversary on the Wii, which has the Super Famicom remakes of the first 3 games on it. So what you're watching right now would be part of what's on that disc. And I would really like to see that happen. Their damage really adds up, doesn't it? No, no, not talkie. Healy. Man, get out of my way. Another level. We're going to be so rich when we get out of here. And by rich, I mean, like, being able to purchase one more item. Although we might have to make an earlier retreat, given how often I'm being attacked. The caves are so much easier to navigate in this. Okay, you know what? I know that there's a second level to this. I also know I only have I have 2 herbs left. I have 2 herbs left, but I want to keep this under an hour. You know, I'm going to go ahead and head back to Maidenhall, which should be not too far south. Oh, please do not poison me. That would ruin my day. Okay, good. Ah, stupid screensaver went off again. Never did that with the Game Boy Color emulator, the Visual Boy Advance. I'm using SNES 9X on this, and I'm wondering if it's just like seeing inputs differently or not even seeing them at all from my controller. Get out of my way. Is there no better way down there? I mean, I guess I've got an herb. Really? Come on. Oh my gosh, this encounter rate is awful. At the same time, I'm already level 5, so I shouldn't complain that much. Nope, no, no. Ow, 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 ow. Leave me alone! Alright, I think I might actually use fairy water in this game, if this is going to be the norm. You'd think I could just, like, you know, go up to my own room and sleep, but apparently that's not the case here in my own castle. Oh, more people getting in my way. Please do. That first one. No. Alright, guys, it's good to be back. Thanks for watching. We'll go ahead and pick this up again in the next couple of days. We can probably get through grabbing the Prince of Cannock. Well, we can definitely get the Prince of Cannock in our party next time. And we might even be able to make it to Moonbrook and see if we can rescue ourselves a princess. That's all. Have a good night. This is Saigan signing out.